Good morning. So I was thinking to myself the other day how I haven't vlogged in the longest time, so I thought today that is what I would do because I wanted to share a couple of things with you, kind of like baby related and stuff, just kind of like preparations that I'm doing kind of ahead of time. Not like a nesting video because I know I've done a few of them recently, but kind of just, like I say, just kind of my preparations, or like the home birth prep, because if you didn't already know, planning for a home birth. As I'm filming this, I'm literally due a week today, which is just crazy. I don't know when this video is actually going to go up, but yeah, I'm due a week today, which is just insane. So one thing that I am trying to do quite desperately these days is keep on top of my laundry, because I remember when I had Soph that my washing basket was quite full, just was, and there was only 2 of us then as well. Obviously there's 3 of us now. And I remember trying to like obviously keep on top of washing so we had stuff to wear while I had a newborn, and trying to like recover from having just had a baby and stuff. So I am trying quite desperately to keep on top of the laundry, kind of this end of the pregnancy, just so that I don't have that one extra thing to be thinking about. I feel like, especially when you've kind of got another child, and it's like, well, she needs clean clothes, so I need to keep on top of things. And I'm a bit of a worrier, in a sense of, I worry in the night, like if Soph's sick or something, that she's not gonna have like a change of pajamas or bed sheets or whatever. And I just like, I worry about these things. So I like to try and have everything done, especially because at this time of year, everything takes so long to fucking dry as well. So yes, anyways, I'm putting a quick load on now, and then I'm gonna jump in the shower and freshen up. I need to wash my hair. It doesn't actually look too bad today, but I'm gonna wash it anyway, because it's clean sheets day. And then I will share with you some of my preps. So like I say, I'm gonna go through kind of the home birth prep, all the stuff we've kind of got for that. I want to show you like my freezer stash, what I've managed to kind of meal prep and stuff like that. What else did I want to show you? I can't remember, but I will reconvene with you when I'm a little bit fresher. Righty, now my washing machine has finished taking off and I have emptied it. I made myself a brew. I can actually show you some of my like meal prep and stuff. It didn't go quite to plan. If you've watched one of my like recent nesting videos, I did like a whole list of like meals I was gonna prep and stuff like that, and some of it I just didn't do in the end, and I didn't film any of it either because I'm quite a stressy cook. I hate cooking, so I didn't want to film the process of me doing it, but I thought I would show you like what I've actually done and things like that. Prior to doing this, I did defrost my freezer. Like I literally took everything out, defrosted it like properly, cleared out any like crap that was in there that I didn't realise was in there that was either too old or just wasn't going to get used, so we could actually utilise the space, because I've like, alongside obviously this meal prep stuff, I've kind of filled it up with easy things, like especially for Soph, like things like corn chicken nuggets, little fish things, like potato waffles, you know, just kind of normal things that parents have in their freezers, because I don't know about anyone else, like my toddler is just going through a phase at the moment where she just hates anything that I give her, so it's always handy to have stuff like that, either for days that I'm in a rush that I haven't prepared anything or haven't got anything out of the freezer. I can literally just stick a couple of those things in the air fryer for 10 minutes, job done. Or as like a backup, if maybe she doesn't eat what I've tried to give her, I can kind of ping something else quite quickly. So yeah, I've done things like that. A couple of things of like garlic bread, so we can have it alongside some of these meals, or like pasta bakes and stuff. Because again, I have kind of topped up the cupboard with things like pasta, microwave rice, jars of like pasta bake, tins of beans, tins of soup, things like that obviously are just long life and are just easy for any of us to have. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to flip you around and show you this before it all defrosts. Ignore the state of my hob. I do need to clean that, and that is probably one of today's tasks, unfortunately. But yeah, so I've made up some like Scotch pancakes. I was going to make banana pancakes, but I didn't have any bananas on hand when I actually went to make these, so I just made them like normal kind of Scotch pancakes. They're fairly kind of easy to defrost and stuff, and kind of any of us can have these. It's not just for Soph. So pancakes, I've got a couple of like kind of single portion things just because they were like leftovers that I then kind of froze as like a single portion. So I've got in here I've got mac and cheese, I've got a portion of cottage pie there, a bolognese pasta bake, so including the pasta already cooked, so I can literally just like bung that in the oven as is, like for lunch one day maybe when Joe's back at work or something like that. And then this one, which is more or less a portion for like two. There might be a little bit extra that I can give to Soph as well, which will be handy. If not, doesn't matter. And then we have got an extra just bolognese, so I can just cook up pasta at the time and do that. That probably, actually it says for two, but that probably would stretch a bit further, and certainly a little bit extra for Soph as well. So yeah, there's that one. We've got two of these like Mediterranean hidden veggie sauces. So that is things like an aubergine, courgette, mushrooms, onion, peppers. I think there was even carrots when I did it. Literally just roasted all of these vegetables, chucked in some like chopped tomatoes, some seasoning, stuff like that, blended it all down. More so just to get vegetables into my child. But it actually turned out really tasty. So I made a massive portion of it, so I've got 2 bags of that, which should do like 2 adults and potentially a little bit extra. So obviously, yeah, there's 2 meals there. I've then got 2 lots of like meatballs with sauce. So obviously the meatballs are cooked as is obviously the sauce. So all we'll need to do is literally just cook up some pasta. Fairly easy. A lot of these are kind of like red sauce based, just because I find that the easiest thing to do. I'm not a massive, I'm getting more into like white sauce, like cheese sauce kind of thing, and I think I've mastered it now, but I just didn't get around to actually doing that, apart from the single portion of mac and cheese that was left over there. So there is that. And then I have got 2 portions of 2. Again, probably would stretch a bit further. It's really hard to kind of determine how much when you're not doing the carbs alongside it and portioning it out in a bowl, but I believe these are about 2 adult size portions, along with like, you know, some rice or pasta or whatever. And then I've got fairly small portion. We kind of underestimated this slightly, so again, this might be like a single portion, not 100% sure, and it's a chipotle creamy chicken like sauce. Again, we generally do this with pasta. Absolutely delicious. We normally do it with chorizo, but we didn't have any when we made it this time, so I've just froze that one as is. But that is something that's just super tasty, super warming, and just really nice to have. So we've got that. I've got these bits are like for Soph, so we've got a portion of mac and cheese here. These 3 are mashed potato that I have frozen, not even homemade, shop bought mashed potato that I've frozen in portions, just again for making my life easier. And then these 3, absolutely no idea what they are. Well, actually that's a lie. This one is some sort of chicken curry, just completely made up. And one of these I think is bolognese and one I think is chili. I'm not 100% sure. I might be able to smell if I took the lid off, but I don't know. They might both be exactly the same. I can't quite remember. But yeah, that is what I have done in terms of kind of meal prep. And then, like I say, I've kind of like filled up the cupboard with just easy stuff to kind of go alongside this, or, you know, whatever, just stuff to kind of make our lives a little bit easier. I've also in the freezer got 2 pints of Soph's milk in there, and I've got 2 pints of like our milk in there, just so like if we run out, we don't have to like worry about going out to the shops immediately to like go and get anything. I know Joe can kind of do that on his way home from work and things like that, but just for convenience, just to have it there. And I've also, I think, or what I'm planning to do actually, I don't think I haven't put them in there yet, is I've got some like brioche buns. Soph's really enjoying these for lunch at the moment, so what I'm thinking of doing is freezing a couple of these, just so again we've always got kind of stuff to have for lunch and things, because like she's not fussy, but she's going through, like I say, a bit of a weird phase at the moment with food. So if I can have things like that, and in fact probably some of these as well, because they're going to go out of date otherwise, some of these like sandwich thins, to be fair, for any of us, not just her, but just for convenience, I'm going to do that. I will talk you through the home birth prep once I put all this away. Right, now all of that is away, I can share with you kind of all the home birth stuff. I know not everyone will be interested in this, but I did have a couple of messages when I said that the pool had been delivered, just like asking how it worked and stuff. Obviously I don't know yet, because literally I've only had it delivered. I haven't used it or returned it or anything like that yet. So we'll like follow up on that at some point if you guys are interested to kind of know what the process is like. In terms of like ordering it, I went with a company, I think they're called Home Birth Supplies. I'll leave the link down below. Yeah, homebirthsupplies.co.uk, because it was recommended by one of my followers. She'd ordered one from them, so I just went with them. Basically, I'll show you what came in like the box. So this is kind of, well, this is the box that it kind of all came in. We have taken the pool out and put it up just for kind of convenience and to see if it obviously stayed inflated and everything else. But we have in here got the pool liner, which is actually much thicker than I expected it to be, I don't know why, which obviously we have to pop in before we fill it up. The hose it comes with to obviously fill it up with, along with some like tap connectors, which again we have checked to see that it works. In here we've got the pump to pump the water back out. Also over there we've got the pump to obviously inflate it with. And what else have we got? We've got a thermometer in here just to kind of pop in the pool to see what the temperature is. A basic sieve for getting out any debris. A plug, I think this is just for when you obviously plug in the pump and the like inflatable pump thing. And then there's an instruction booklet. It does actually say on here, babe, your hire is due for return by the 10th of Jan. So hopefully, even if he does keep us waiting, that should be absolutely fine. So we have got all of that stuff in there. Oh, hello. Down here I've literally just got my kind of precaution things, car seat and hospital bag, just in case I am transferred. Then they are kind of right next to the door, so if Joe's not available for whatever reason, we know where they are and the midwife can literally just grab it and we can go. And then on here we've got my hospital notes, put them over there, and then these things were kind of recommended by my midwife. So I've got some like plastic decorator sheet stuff just to kind of put under the pool, on the sofa, things like that, anywhere that I might kind of sit down, just to make clean up a little bit easier. I know this can be a little bit slippy, but it was recommended, so we got some, along with some quite large actually puppy pads, again just for like obviously if I'm going to sit on the sofa or whatever afterwards, just pop a couple of them down or put it in the bed or whatever. I've also got my dad to get me a pack of Clinell wipes just so I can obviously make sure everything's nice and clean. And then I've got this small kind of wodge of like old towels that someone was getting rid of. So there's a couple of like bath mats that I'm just going to kind of pop around the pool here just for like when I get out and stuff, like a bath sheet and a couple of like smaller towels which I have like cleaned and stuff, but obviously they're going to get mucky anyway, so that is that. And then I've also got here, because I thought it probably would be the most convenient place to leave it initially, is my kind of like postpartum basket. This will go in the bathroom eventually, but it's literally got like my big black pants, my maternity pads, and some of those like disposable underwear and stuff like that. In that, obviously I've got some in my hospital bag as well, and then they're just there because I needed to put them away, but they are just my reusable pads and fairy pants, but obviously I won't use those initially, but I will towards the end. So that is everything home birth related. So yeah, like I say, we've set it up, kind of ready. We will need to re-inflate this at the time, but we just thought it might save a little bit of time when the time comes in actually inflating it. All we'll need to do is re-inflate that, top up any bits that need it, pop the liner in and start filling her up, because I laboured very quickly first time round, so I am advised on this occasion to basically phone up as soon as I think something's happening. Whether that is too early or not, they will then decide. But yeah, I just kind of want to be prepared. That's why I have everything kind of out on the table. I have all my like transfer stuff by the door should that need to happen. Everything's just kind of ready to go. Everything's like easily accessible for everyone. The only thing I haven't actually done, which I probably should do, might even do that this afternoon, is pack like a little bag up for Soph, just with like a couple of changes of clothes, nappies, wipes, that kind of thing, just in case like someone needs to take her like locally in case like my mother-in-law doesn't get here in time or whatever, and she has to like go to my neighbours or go to my friends or whatever, just so she's got stuff ready to go. And again, it's just easily accessible, it's just a bag that they can grab and take kind of thing. So I might do that this afternoon. But yeah, I think everything else is all like ready, which is kind of scary. Like I say, I'm due a week today as I'm filming this, but yeah, he could come literally at any time.